we were talking about on the last break, just your experience of going in person. And he was like, because my buddy Dave, he's been on the show before. He has a lot of experience in his family around support groups and AA meetings. Encourage addicts to connect in person with other human beings that have been through it. It's the beauty of group therapy.
It's the best, dude.
I agree.
It really is the best. Especially when like there's this weird thing that happened to me. I'm sure it's happened to other people where like everybody says their name and you talk about like your experience. You see it in movies and whatnot, and you're like, yeah, whatever, blah blah. Until you're standing up in front of a group of men and you're like, yep, my name's Anthony and I have a drinking problem. And then you tell one of your stories, and some guy in the back is like, "That's nothing. I fell out of a car once." And you're like, "What, really?" And then the next thing you know, the moment that was weird was, I don't know how it happened, but I just remember telling my story or one of the stories that had gotten me there, and then just the next thing I know, I'm just like crying in another guy's arms, and he's crying, and then the couple guys around are crying, and the only reason we're all crying is because we all know that we deserve better and we're on the path to getting better. But man, when you're in those moments, when you go back to relive those moments, it is like it's almost like a baptism, because once you get it off your chest and you see everybody else start to go back in their mind and relive their own memories, and you connect with them in their eyes and you can feel each other's pain. Oh my God, dude, I'm talking waterworks for days, man.
Oh yeah, I can only imagine. I've never been to an AA meeting. I've always wanted to.
Oh, it's incredible.
Like I literally, and I think I've said this on the show before. Like I would imagine just even stories like that, but like the people in my life, my mom, my dad, multiple people that I've worked with or worked for, I seem to attract addicts into my life, and I don't know why, but I think that what you would experience in an AA meeting would have to be really cool.
It was cool, and it's because you help heal people. That's why you attract them to you. But yeah.
Oh, well, thank you.
You're welcome. And it's cool because, like, after the meeting, it was a morning meeting that I would go to on Sundays, and after the meeting, we go to breakfast, and like everybody's getting orange juice, everybody's making sure nobody's getting anything unnecessary, right. But we're all eating together. And it just is really cool because you can just let your embarrassment flag fly, and there really truly is no judgment. Which it's easy to say, oh yeah, I'm talking to my friends, no judgment. No, I mean, like, these people are they just want to hear your story, and they just want to make sure you're okay, and that's it.
I think that's one of the things, and you and I've said this a lot on the show, and I'd said it earlier. There's no judgment when people call us.
Yeah.
Like, that's something that's been really, I don't know that I like wrote it down a year ago going, okay, well, we will not judge people. But like, you got to know us, you and me, that if we're going to do this, there's just certain rules. One, we got to be okay with sharing whatever's going on in our lives.
Yeah.
We got to be vulnerable. We got to be authentic, because we're going to model that hopefully to other people, whether they call the show or not. Hopefully that they hear authenticity and know that we are, like, literally every moment of this show, it's Anthony being Anthony, it's Michael being Michael, and that's what you get. If you don't like it and you think the show is stupid, cool, that's awesome. I hope you find joy and passion and love in some other form of audio content, but you're going to get us. And I think along with that authenticity and along with that vulnerability is showing and representing what non-judgment looks like. Because there have been probably times on this show where if we really wanted to, we could have judged people.
And gotten it. I mean, me especially, because I'm a little more, how do I say this? A little more rough than you are, especially with my word choice.
Okay.
And there were times where, man, some of the people were talking, especially when it was people talking about their dying relatives and getting money and
oh yeah, totally.
And it's times where I just wanted to be like, what is going on? But then I'd have to remember, because this goes back to seeing myself in others. Well, I could definitely see myself in those same people doing the same exact things, and it just makes me stop and go, all right, So, so we all like money. All
Okay.
right,
All right.
whatever. I get it. I get it. So you like a
Box
little money?
checked.
Yeah, box checked. But now let's move on. Let's get to the good stuff. You know, with the love part,
Mm.
you just let it all. Because, and you're right. Most people just want to say. It's interesting to know that people just want to say stuff.
Yes.
Like they just need to get it out, and then once it's out, they can most likely go about their day.
Yeah. Mitch said it well. It's like, he was the first caller to the show, and he literally, it started him on his path to getting better,
Wow.
just getting a little bit better. Why? Because he just talked.
Yeah.
He just talked
to us.
He just said, hey, I'm dealing with something. And there is so much power to that. Something, from my buddy Dave's text, and something that you said so far in the show is when you come together. So like therapy, AA, you're in person. It's just friggin' hard in life to do things alone.
Yeah, it is, man.
Like, and that's not just quitting alcohol. That's like sometimes every day. Like it's hard when you're in isolation. I have so many experiences where this has shown up in my life. But one was when I quit my job here, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna go be an entrepreneur. I'm gonna go make a lot of money as an entrepreneur. One of the things I learned is that, man, that's lonely.
Yeah.
Because you're at home every day by yourself in front of your computer, and you're like, well, I don't know what to do next. And it's like, as soon as I joined a couple of different groups of other lonely entrepreneurs, I was like, oh, I'm not alone. Other people are feeling this. And it was a moment that I was like, it's just friggin' hard to do things alone,
Yeah.
whatever it is in life. So back to our 1-year anniversary of this show, it's like, well, why don't we just say that on the radio? And then if dudes need some help, it's like, well, you don't have to be alone. You can literally be on the radio.